put them in your pocket.
I'm automatic. I got it. All right.
That's good. You keeping busy?
You said it, so it'll be going up tonight.
Oh, you did?
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For our ceremony
At this time. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Superintendent Brown, board members, past and present, colleagues, distinguished guests, and community members and parents. On behalf of Early Childhood Center number 61 Learning Community, I would like to welcome all of you this evening to our grand reopening. It is a pleasure to have you here this evening to share our pride and joy in the transformation of a 109-year-old school building into a 21st century state-of-the-art learning center. A $10 million project, which included new classrooms, lighting, elevators, a renovated auditorium, cafeteria and restrooms, several air-conditioned classrooms, main office and health suites. Our new windows, we have a new parking lot, playground, and our beautiful landscaping, which you will see on the tour, and we have all new furniture in the building. We applaud and deeply appreciate the cooperation and collaboration of all who work so diligently to make this a success. Can we give them a round of applause? Please stand when I call your name. F.A.T.H.E.R.S Project Manager, Andrew Melton. P.H.N.T. Joanne Sharon, Architect. District Architect, Deborah Denise Young. Paul McDonald, please. And we met monthly for 2 years at the table. And several other helpers were at the table to make sure this beautiful building got off to a very good start. Okay, a little bit about School 61. The New York Department of Education has identified ECC number 61 as a focus school. According to the 2013 New York State Assessments in English Language Arts and Mathematics, ECC number 61 is rated effective. All our faculty members have been rated highly effective or effective in teaching. We will continue to strive for excellence in meeting the challenging demands of the Common Core learning standards. Indeed, we view this as an opportunity of light in which we will become a beacon of promise and achievement. I'd like to leave you with one of my favorite quotes by Mahatma Gandhi. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. We are home and we are happy Here's to a brand new day. Thank you. We are going to have a song, our school song, by our first grade seniors at this time. And Mr. Salvin is our chorus director and our pianist. Thank you.
This is my school. This is my song. Welcome here. For reading on. We make a place for you. We'll open our arms out wide and welcome you. It's a place to come to learn and grow. Explore and learn what we want to know. It's a place to rest before we spread our wings to fly. This is my school. This is my song. Welcome here. Where we belong. We make a place for you. We'll open our arms out wide and welcome you. It's a place to come to learn and grow. Explore and learn what we want to know. It's a place to rest before we spread our wings to fly. So this is my school. This is my song. Welcome here. Where we belong. We'll make a place for you. We'll open our arms out wide and welcome you. We'll open our arms out wide and welcome you. We'll open our arms out wide and welcome you.
The song and lyrics were written by Brad Salmon, our music teacher. We have several clergy in the house. We have Elam here, and we have the ministers with us besides Prince of Peace. I just wanted to recognize you. Okay. Thank you for attending. Okay, I'd like to welcome to the podium Dr. Pamela Brown, our fierce and very able leader and our strongest supporter in providing resources necessary to ensure a world-class education for the children of Buffalo. Dr. Brown. Mrs. Harris. Let's give Mrs. Harris a round of applause for being such a great leader of this great school. It's my pleasure to be here with you today to celebrate the reopening of this beautiful learning facility. I want to begin, however, by recognizing some additional people who are here with us today, and certainly acknowledge my appreciation for their support. And so as I call their names and ask them to stand, would you please join me in showing our appreciation for their great leadership and for their great dedication to the success of this school and of all schools in the city of Buffalo. So we have our longstanding member of Board of Education, Mrs. Florence Johnson. immediate past president, Mrs. Mary Ruth Kapsiak. Our current board president, Dr. Barbara Seals. And our board member, Mrs. Sharon Belton Cotlin. Thank you for being here. And council member, Devon Smith. Difficult trying to hold on to two different microphones here. I probably don't have it at the right location, so I apologize in advance. I also want to acknowledge someone who was just introduced to the group, but I want to share some additional information about him. Mr. Paul McDonald, who is the Director of Facilities Planning, Design, and Construction. Some of you know this, but others may not. Mr. McDonald is the winner of the 2013 New York State President's Award for the American Institute of Architects. Let's ask him to stand and give him a round of applause for the great work that he does for this district, and we can certainly see evidence of it as we look at this beautiful building here at School 61. Thank you, Mr. McDonald, for all that you do. So once again, good evening, School 61 families and friends. I'm so pleased to be here to celebrate your return to this wonderful building. I know that Principal Harris is delighted to be back home. On several occasions, I've heard her talk about the beauty and the quantity of light in this building. And certainly as you look around, you can appreciate what that means to this environment. But I also think that what shines most here are the children, scholars, many of whom we see here in the audience, and the devotion of Mrs. Harris, Mrs. Reeves, and all of the teachers and staff who work diligently every day to make sure that each and every one of the children gets a world-class education. I know that you're all thrilled with your renewed surroundings, and I know that you're going to make the most of them. Mrs. Harris has already shared with you the great success that this school enjoyed this past year. And I know that with this wonderful environment, our students are going to even accomplish more as time goes on. Now, I was told that a few years back, prior to my becoming superintendent of this district, that there was some discussion as to whether school number 61 should be closed or reconstructed. So look around you, and I'm sure that you will agree that the board at that time made the right decision. Let's give the board a round of applause. Is much more than the building that we will enjoy seeing today. This school is the product of all of the wonderful teaching and learning that goes on in it every day. The teachers, the other staff, the administrators, the children, and this entire community. Because this community works together to make sure that this school is a success. In fact, this school is an anchor in this community. Let me give you a few examples of the wonderful partnerships that exist between this school and the surrounding community. Tonight you will hear from Father's representative, Lenny Lane, and you will hear from Pastor Harris, our watchful and devoted neighbor. We're grateful for the participation of families and our faith-based community in this school. From Pastor Harris's Prince of Peace Church, to Reverend Brunner's Elam Church, just down the way, to Reverend Dennis Gray's Jordan River Missionary Baptist Church, just behind us on Leroy Avenue. You could say that together, we are a consortium of educators from this entire community. And we each anchor the other here for the love of learning, the community, with community as a basis, and safety and growth as our goals. Now, I understand that school number 61 also has a partnership with Erie County Medical Center, and that the chorus we had the pleasure of hearing tonight sings for their nursing home residents throughout the year on special occasions. What joy they must bring to the individuals that have the opportunity to hear from them. And I heard that the children were a part of a recent harvest day, and when it was described to me, it sounded like something that I would have really enjoyed doing too. And that this was courtesy of Rita Hubbard Robinson, Corporate Training Director at ECMC. Thanks to our long-standing and enriching relationship with Ms. Hubbard Robinson, the children had the opportunity to enjoy a tasting of fall harvest foods. Doesn't that sound wonderful? I wish I had been there. Along with a fun pumpkin carving activity. That really sounds like fun. I'm sure that was both educational and delicious. And this all occurred as a result of the partnerships that have been formed to support this school. And so I want to conclude my remarks this evening by thanking everyone in this community that has played a role in enriching the education and the lives of the children whom we serve in this school. Your work and your contributions are very much appreciated, and we encourage you to stay the course, continue to partner with this school and with this wonderful new environment. I know that we are going to together create an even brighter future for all of our children. Thank you and congratulations on your new home.
Thank you. I'd like to first of all thank the principal of this building, because as a school board member, she makes my life a lot easier than a lot of schools that I have to deal with. And one of the reasons that exists is because of her commitment and her dedication to excellence. So would you please give her a hand for me? I want to thank you for this opportunity to speak to you today. As a school board member, I think you've seen me on TV, and lately people have been telling me that I'm not smiling, so I'm going to smile for you. Okay, well, I want to say these teeth, I'm going to smile. But oftentimes, at the end, when I'm sitting on the board, and if it's not about the children, there's nothing to smile about, okay? So when we're talking about moving this school and this district in a new direction, I'd like to say that we're in a season of our spring right now, that we're in the process of growing and changing and developing. And to do that, we need change, okay? There's a song years ago, I don't know if you guys remember that song, but it talked about change. Nothing remains the same, everything must change, okay? The young becomes the old. We're in the process, or at least I am at this point in my life, I'm in the process of analyzing where I should be in life. And I feel that I made a mistake. I should have been in education throughout my entire life because I love what I do. I love trying to make a difference for the children, and I do see some of the things that I'm doing, and I feel that I'm making a difference. But I can't make a difference, or none of the board members can make a difference. The principal can't make a difference. The superintendent, the vice principal, the staff can't make a difference without the parents. We need parental help. And what I mean by that is that you need to know who's working with your children. And the person who's working with your children needs to know who you are. And you guys need to connect and be one. Okay, because anytime that a house is divided, children will figure out a way to get in between. We are on a mission right now in this district. It is about our children. Children first. So when you see me not smiling, no, I'm not happy. Because the children are being put first. I smile, but you gotta earn the smile at this point in my life, okay? I grinned maybe for the first 30 years of my life. Now I'm really approaching the end of my life. I like to grin sometimes and not grin sometimes. But if you see me not smiling, it's not because I'm unhappy. It's because I'm focused in on what I'm trying to do, and that's to do something for the children. What I'd like to ask the parents to do to help us build this building and to build this school is to be actively involved. with this building and in this school. When you talk to your children, my mother used to say, that is your job. If I go to do my job, this is your job, child. Every day you come home and ask them, what have they learned? And if they tell you nothing, do what my mother used to do. Give me a piece of paper and tell me to do my multiplication tables or my addition tables. Trust me, when she asked me in the future after that, I had something to report. This is what we did today, Mom, in school. Because I didn't want her to sit there and say, well, you can't do anything, you can learn how to add. Okay, you can do that. But we need to make sure that we give this principal, this school, this building, what they need, and they need support. So I would like you guys to invite me to your PTO or PTA meeting. Let me come out and see what I can do to help strengthen it. I'd also like you to know that I am available simply by giving me a phone call if you have problems. But I would appreciate if you give the principal an opportunity to handle her business. And then if you have to use me, then please give me a call. I'd also like to say I'm very grateful that Dr. Brown is here and that she is working with us to make this district turn around. And you guys got to know change is not easy, but everything must change. Thank you.
Time. Mrs. Young and Mr. McDonald. One of you are going to speak. Coming up.
Thank you very much. This is an incredible, sparkling building. Sparkling environment, reinforced by the wonderful principal and the wonderful staff, and most of all, the wonderful students. It took a very large group to bring this project to fruition. I'd like to thank the City of Buffalo. I'd like to thank the Joint School Construction Board and the architects, the designers, the planners, the engineers, the contractors, the laborers, and the community groups, including others. I would like to thank you all for being involved and making this a wonderful building. Thank you.
Now, Paul McDonald, I'm going to give a little history lesson here. In 1904, when the school was built, Teddy Roosevelt was our president. Erastus Knight was our mayor. Buffalo was the 8th largest city in the country. It was reputed to have more millionaires per capita than any other city in the country. We had just finished hosting the world at our Pan American Exposition in 1901. We were the second largest rail center in the country. We were the most electrified city in the world. We were the Silicon Valley of 1900, a wealthy, progressive place that built civic buildings that reflected the pride of its people. Buildings were built and paid for by concerned leaders and citizens that were meant to last long after they passed. Such are the buildings we are so fortunate to have today. Lafayette High School, City Honors, City Hall, County Hall, the Albright Knox Art Gallery, the History Museum, and of course, School 61 right here. Fast forward to 2013. Buffalo may not be as wealthy, populous, or as prominent as it once was. We still have those concerned leaders and citizens, such as Principal Harris, the parents of 61, the neighbors, and of course the fathers, who realize the importance of the school to the neighborhood and the city. They fought to keep this building open, and they remained involved all during the time it was being reconstructed. What we see here today is their vision, their hard work, their pride. They, like those before them, are leaving a legacy that will endure long after they leave. So I just want to thank them for their hard work. Thank you very much.
Okay, I stand in the audience, my Chief of School Leadership, Cassandra Wright. Ms. Wright, please stand up and give us a wave from way back there. I'm so happy to see you. Mr. Melvin, our project manager for Godwin Seminary, I'd like to say some things to him about the building.
fellow students, parents, and school district. My name is Andrew Marco, and I serve as a project manager for Buffalo Public School 61. For the past 2 years, we've worked hard, and right now I'm very excited to be here today to hand over this tremendous school to you. LP Seminary would like to thank the Buffalo Public School District for their support, F.A.T.H.E.R.S for their design, the subcontractors for their dedication into making this project a huge success. Some of the contractors involved in this project are area contracting, SLR Contracting and Services, Grove Roofing and Services, TGR Enterprises, OCM Construction, Eaton Associates, Bison Painting, DB Brown and Associates, Ferguson Electric, and Goodwin Electric. This project represents $10.2 million of construction in total. Some of the highlights that were mentioned earlier, as well as some additional ones, there's 2 new stair towers for ease of egress, over 72,000 square feet of newly renovated building, 2 new elevators, nearly all the existing windows were replaced with new ones, a new computer lab. Every class has new computer stations for each student, a new kitchen, a larger cafeteria, a renovated auditorium stage and seating, new site lighting, landscaping, and a new playground. Again, I'm very proud to be a part of the Buffalo School Reconstruction Project. And I'd like to thank Buffalo Public School, and I hope that the students, parents, and staff can appreciate and take full advantage of their new surroundings. Thank you.
We had a lot of fun at the table for the last 2 years. Every month we met together, and boy, this is the house that Andrew built. I tell you, and we are happy to be home. No place like home. Let's see, Mr. Damone Smith, please come up and give us a few words. Thank you.
Well, good evening. It's a pleasure to be here today because a few years ago, this was not going to be happening. Y'all understand? Remember that thing? Y'all remember that hill? Remember that block clubs? See, I'm a Buffalo boy. I was born and raised in Buffalo. Came up through the Buffalo public school system. And School 61 has been the Buffalo public school system. And School 61 has always been an institution in this neighborhood. Through the good times and the challenging times, this school educated children. And the parents liked this school. When it came time to redo the schools, you had some people who had the wise idea to think that School 61 was the one that they should just close it. Then you had people in the neighborhood like, really? You gonna close this school that has been an institution since, what is it, 1904? And so the community got busy. You have F.A.T.H.E.R.S on the phone, and you can feel the pain in her voice as she started calling everybody. You can feel the pain. Oh my God. Everybody like, oh, we own it. Don't worry, we own it. We own it. School 61 was the place where Lenny was first fighting. One of the first actions of the Brothers Group was to get a stoplight right outside. This was School 61. That was what we did in school. So you have Pastor Harris over at Prince of Peace saying, hey, man, I watch these kids go to school. They brighten my day just watching them go to school. What you say, Pastor Harris? I listen to the songs. He said, I'm in. You had the block club people saying, what's going to happen to our neighborhood? It's just not a closed building? So the block club was like, we in. Even say, oh, y'all just want to fight, we in. You had the parents like, oh, we all the way in. And LP Seminary was like, we just ready to build something. Y'all tell us what to build. And so now you had the whole neighborhood. You had the school board. You had the common council. You had the state legislature. You not even think they had the Congress down here talking about they was there. And it just shows you what happened when everybody works together. We can stand here to celebrate a brand new building for the kids. But it don't stop there. We got to keep on going. You can't build a brand new building and don't do nothing to keep it going. It's like giving kids books and don't show them how to read. So we got to stay involved. Like my school board member, Sharon Belvin Cotton said, you got to stay involved. Don't let it go. Don't let it go. Stay involved. Keep these kids moving. Somebody got to do it, and it got to be us. Ms. Harris can only do what she can to keep us all involved, and she do a good job keeping the neighborhood in the school. And she do a good job keeping the neighborhood in the school. So we need to help her out. And so when they start to ask you questions about the superintendent, you say, don't worry about that.
Okay. I think at this time, I'm going to talk a little bit about the fathers. Lenny, would you bring your fathers up to the front, please? Mr. Lane, Fathers Group. Give me a little bit of history about the fathers group. Fathers, what fathers stand for? Fathers of Abraham, armed together to help educate, restore, and save our children. After 2 bullets went through 2 different classrooms at P.S.61, 11 men came together as concerned citizens to form the Fathers Group of P.S.61. A group of men patrolled and protected their neighborhood. All members have decided and have been raised in the neighborhood and live in the neighborhood. Determined not to let the misfortune of drug dealers take control of their streets, these men are inside the school assisting with children's studies and outside the building every day before and after school to make sure that the children arrive and leave the school ground safely. This is just a few of our fathers, but they've been around. I was assistant principal in this building at the time they started. I've been in this building almost 15 years now. This is the only building I've been in as a principal or assistant principal. So without further ado, Mr. Lane, you want to?
Thank you. Can we give Louis Willis a hand, please? Let's give Louis Willis and Christian Reed a hand. Assistant principal. Wow. Wow. Can we say wow? Say it, wow. ECC start here, go anywhere. Go anywhere. Can we steal that phrase? Start here, you can go anywhere. I love it, I love it, I love it. First of all, I'd just like to just thank God for this opportunity, and we also like to thank the doctor. We like to thank the doctor. Absolutely. We like to thank the Councilmember Devon Smith, Pastor. We like to thank the board. Oh, Dr. Pamela Brown, we just thank you. Can we give her a hand? Can we give her a hand? We also like to thank the board. We like to thank everybody, the parents. We like to thank those who stood in the gap, like Councilmember Devon Smith said. They wanted to close the school down. No. That was in my, when I was sleeping, I was saying no. How could you close an institution institution that educate our children. After 2 straight bullets, can we say 2 straight bullets? Something negative happened, turned into something positive. Can you do it, man? Can you do it? Because since then, we have moved for almost 100 and blanket the city. We are now formed and part of the peacemakers now that is in every, just about almost in every town, neighborhood, downtown, we are everywhere because of 2 straight bullets. Fathers armed together to help educate, restore, and save. Fathers armed together to help educate, restore, and save. And when we came up with that name, someone says the fathers are armed. Oh no, they don't have guns, do they? No, we don't have guns. We're just armed with knowledge and education. And wisdom for our children. Be strong, be courageous, be visible, be a father in your community. Be strong, be courageous, be a father in your community. We waited year after year. We waited for 2 years. We waited for this school to come back around. For the reconstruction of School 61, we waited. But in the process, we lost some of our men. We lost some of our fathers. We're going to take 30 seconds, just 30 seconds for a pause. For those who fought, and they died in the trenches. Reverend Colonel Robinson, Mrs. Pearl Robinson, Reverend Lawrence Ross, and Mr. Mike Rothschild, as we pause for 30 seconds. Thank you. We also like to thank Pat Evans for opening the door and for F.A.T.H.E.R.S keeping the doors open for not only our fathers, for our parents to come in here each and every day to fight for our children. Because so many of our children are dying out in our community. And most of them, 90% of them are dying without an education. They're dying without a father and a family. All they need is a father, and not only in their lives, but in their communities. These fathers stand each and every day in the cold, in the rain, in the snow, providing and protecting for our children. We are in the rain, in the cold, in the snow, providing and protecting for our children. But we believe in our children, and when you put children first, look what we can do. Look what we can do when we put children first. LP Seminary, we cannot thank you enough because of the hard work we see you do each and every day. And we vow, Councilman, we vow to take care of what you have given us. It is truly a blessing from God, and we are thankful for all the teachers who took their time, and not only took their time, but taught our children and gave them the best quality education that they can give them. And now our children are reaching back from colleges all over this community, and we thank them. We cannot thank all of the parents that are here today because they see the work that is being done. How can you build a school and not have the education for our children? So we have a banner that we're going to display outside the building, and we're going to roll it out because this is going to be one of the banners that's going to go outside the building, letting the world to see not only this school is a pillar to our community, but it's a beacon in the city. We are going to continue to promote and provide safety for our children in our community, and the fathers will continue to be a light in our neighborhood. Because if you cannot fly, run. And if you cannot run, walk. And if you cannot walk, crawl. But keep moving forward for our children. Thank you, and God bless you.
Thank you, Mr. Lynn. At this time, I would like to recognize teachers that are here from maybe 10 years ago. If you're in the audience, please stand up. I see a lot of former teachers that are here with us. Please stand up. Okay, Okay, and Ms. Pat Evans, our former principal, please stand. Can my staff please stand up if you're here? Some of them are here, thank you. And our council, they put a lot of energy in helping me to organize this program. And I saw my minister walk in, my first lady of my church, Reverend Dawn Nicholas. Dawn, here you are. Okay, this time I'm going to call Pastor Harris from Prince of Peace Church across the street, who watched over this beautiful building the whole time it was renovating.
Thank you to Superintendent Brown and to Principal Harris and to everyone that's on the podium and to all of the staff and to the children that's here today. Something happened on this Saturday, and I just want to share it with you because it sort of reminds me of what I experienced over 2 years ago. This Saturday, we had a cookout at our church, and one of our members brought a very expensive coffee pot to share in the repast of her guests. And at the end of the service, when we were gathering our personal to take back home, the coffee pot was missing. And everybody wondered, where is the coffee pot? I looked. Other members looked. We had a lawyer there, he was looking. Everybody was looking for the coffee pot. So one of the members walked outside, and there that expensive coffee pot in the garbage. And the question was, who would put that expensive coffee pot in the garbage? And I thought about this school. Over 2 years ago, the word went out that this school was going to close. The word went out for so many reasons. School 61 would no longer exist. It was as though somebody didn't realize its value and was ready to put us in the garbage on the outside. But 2 years ago, a town hall meeting was held right here. And the parents, the board, community leaders, fathers, children, church workers, we all came together and we said, no, 61 do not belong in the garbage can because we have value, we have purpose. And here we are today. This school is a state-of-the-art, and over $10 million of investment has gone into this project. And now they are looking for a return in their investment. Parents, children, and everybody that's a part of this initiative, we've got to show Dr. Brown, we've got to show everybody who said we'll give them another opportunity. We've got to say to them, you did not make a bad choice. We're going to show you positive investments, and your money and your decision was worthwhile. Thank you so much. This is not the end, it's just the beginning. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, we're getting ready for our tour of the building. Can my tour guides, if they walk out in the hallway, we need our senior first graders to come up. Mrs. Are they ready? They were sitting in the back. Come on up, please. We have our tour guide. So we're going to have our refreshments in the gymnasium. As soon as my tour guide children come up and tell you about the building and some of the architecture in the building. They kept some of the old with the new, so we're going to talk about some highlights in the building, like tour guide children, as soon as they come up. I think they went to the bathroom. Mr. Antoine Thompson, thanks for coming in and joining us this evening. Mr. Antoine Thompson is here to join us. And Mr. Antoine Thompson, would you want to come up and say a few words? You were formerly a student in our building, and to our children get back in the restroom, please come up and say a few words.
Well, it's good. I just was at my office and I got an approval alert that said, geez, I'm very late for this very, very important ceremony tonight. And I come today with a very humble heart and spirit. It was a long journey getting to this point. There were so many efforts to close this school, but the community, the teachers, the staff, and also the community leaders and faith leaders all stood together to make sure that we kept this project moving along. And I will never forget that when I was in the State Senate and they were talking about the next phase of the Joint School Construction Project, we made sure that additional funding would not come to Buffalo without this school being in the next phase. So we're really happy to see this. There was a lot of involvement and participation. The fathers group, the parents organizations, the school board, and so many of the churches were involved. And a lot of the elected officials from the state level to the school board to the county and city level all stood behind us, the parents and the principal, to make sure that we never lost sight. And just this transformation means so much. I actually, when I was a kid here, I played the sax now. Some of you may or may not know that. I started about 2 years ago. But when I went here, I used to play the violin right in the front row there. And I played for 3 years, and I didn't know any better. If I knew then what I know now, I would never quit. But so, walking to school, I lived on Castle and on Dewey. I delivered newspapers on Richline and Marigold for 5 years for the Buffalo News. So this school holds a very special place to me. So anytime I get a chance to come back and help out, and I'm very happy about it. So I'm really excited about today. Thank you, and God bless them. God bless these wonderful children too.
Okay. Our 4th grade tour.
While the school went under heavy construction, the designers wanted to keep some of the building's original character. Several friezes were kept throughout the building.
What is a frieze? A frieze is a long, narrow bed of sculpture that runs along the architrave of a great building or another building. What is an architrave? An architrave is the main beam resting across the top of columns. If you look to my right, you will see the Greek Parthenon frieze. This frieze depicts the Panathenaic festival which preceded the Battle of Marathon in Greece. There is a frieze outside the front door of the auditorium called the Pioneer Wall.
This frieze was created by Brian Baker in 1931. It is of a woman and a boy and was constructed in honor of the pioneer woman. This is a replica of Baker's famous statue entitled The Pioneer Woman. The original statue resides in a museum in Ponca City, Oklahoma.
In the stairwell outside the auditorium, there is a frieze called Christopher Columbus Raises the Royal Banner. This frieze depicts Christopher Columbus raising the royal banner, claiming the land for Spain. This was inspired by one of several famous paintings which hang in the United States Capitol building.
So if you look in the brochure, you will see that the children were talking about the friezes and the building, and you will see them as you walk on the tour throughout the building. They really did a lot of studying to make sure they knew what the history was in our building. And Mrs. Miller, please stand. This is our speech teacher. She helps them go over their course. This concludes our program. However, we're going to have refreshments in the gymnasium. In the gymnasium, you will see in the middle of the floor the design which Roswell Park did for us for our T-shirts. We have wings, we will flourish, we will fly, we will be educated. So make sure you look at the emblem in the middle of the gymnasium floor. Roswell Park is one of our partners as well. ECMC too. So if you would like a tour of the building, two boys are at this door, two girls over at the other door, and you may walk over with them and walk throughout the building, or you may take the stairwell here and go right down to the gymnasium and pick up some refreshments. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate